Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast. This is Camp Slash Horrorcast, Season 3, Episode 15, Pumpkinhead. If this is your first time checking out the podcast network, we appreciate it. Please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just a reminder, Camp Slash Horrorcast is a weekly live videocast available on Twitch and YouTube. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/WeArePodcastNetwork and youtube.com/WeArePodcastNetwork. As the Camp Slash Horrorcast is live, I will not be editing the audio for this podcast, so what you saw live is what you get here. Please come watch the stream every Monday at 8 p.m. and if you want to see the previous streams, go check out our Twitch or YouTube channel. And for a full list of future films we'll be watching, please head over to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. All links can be found in the description. And with that, on to the Horrorcast.
Camp Slash Horrorcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. I am your head camp counselor, Duck. I'm here with other head camp counselors. We have David. Keep away from Pumpkinhead. Jessup. David, how are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good.
Fuck yeah, it's good to see you. Next, we have Miles. Don't worry, God will help us. Francis, Miles, how are you?
I'm great. Definitely known for saying that often. Yes.
Your catchphrase, I know, it's crazy. Next, we have Jay. Nothing can call it off. McClintock. Jay, how are you, sir?
I am pumped. I'm ready to go.
Let's go. Let's do it. Finally, we have Raph. God damn you, woman. God damn you. Ramirez. Raph, how are you, sir?
Fantastic, sir. Thank you for having me.
Fuck yeah. Thank you for being here. Guys, we watched Pumpkinhead, directed by the legendary Stan Winston. Release date October 14th, 1988 in a limited fashion. Final release January 13th, 1989. This movie is 86 minutes long with a budget of $3.5 million. It made back $4.4 million. Synopsis: after a tragic accident, a man conjures up a towering vengeful demon called Pumpkinhead to destroy a group of unsuspecting teenagers. Let us watch the trailer. Let me share with you guys real quick. Screen 2, and that's my desktop. All right, Pumpkinhead.
Oh, it's such a cool poster.
That's a badass poster.
Now on Blu-ray.
Afraid raising the dead ain't within my power. Will it be all right? Should I be afraid? It's coming!
Looking for an old woman.
There's some hillbillies.
Somewhere in the mountains hereabouts.
All she can do is take you straight to hell. You go home and you bury your boy.
Some folks would say his house.
Spoiler trailer.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Who are you?
The best makeup of the whole movie. Right?
What do you want, Ed Harley?
The best acting too.
Yeah, he's killing.
You're looking for vengeance. Vengeance. Say it.
Damn you,
There's
Wall!
no graveyard way back deep in them woods. The thing you're
So cool looking. It looks like a Mario
is in
pipe.
there.
Totally
Don't ruin
does.
this.
It was an accident.
It's gotta run its course. Now it begins. It begins.
Pumpkinhead. Go get it on Blu-ray. All right, guys, let's talk our history with the movie. Let's start with David. Do you have history of Pumpkinhead?
Fuck yeah, I did. I saw it when it came out opening weekend, Friday night with my girlfriend, and then I had to explain to her what happened at the end.
Yeah, the ending spoilers.
Yeah.
I had to go back and rewatch.
She's like, "Why is he wearing his necklace?" I'm like, "God damn it, woman!"
Oh man. How about you, Miles? You ever seen Pumpkinhead before?
So I realized doing this watch through that I'd only seen this movie in clips and pieces on like the Sci-Fi Channel or whatever cable channels it would pop up when I was a kid. So I also realized that I confused this version or this one with a lot of the sequels, which is a crime against it because this movie is so much better than its sequels.
I didn't even realize this had sequels.
Yeah,
it's got like 4. I think there's 4 Pumpkinheads, and they used to play them. They used to play them like back to back to back on Sci-Fi or TBS or whatever it was. They all just kind of blurred together. But as I rewatched it like in its entirety this time, I'm like, oh wow, this is actually like a cohesive, enjoyable plot and good creature effects. I liked it all.
So the new Pumpkinheads, are they all CGI?
Honestly, I haven't seen them since I was a kid. I just remember that they were so bad that it was like it definitely never entered the conversation with like Freddy or Jason or even Chucky or Leprechaun because the sequels just bring it down so much.
Damn.
Which is saying something since I just listed Leprechaun, who goes to the hood twice and space. So
Leprechaun in space.
Yeah.
How about you, Raph? You ever seen Pumpkinhead before?
Yeah, this is one of those that I wasn't allowed to see when my cousin was showing the movies.
That's awesome.
And I ended up watching it again, freaked out. As a maybe 11-year-old, 12-year-old, it really scared me. But fuck, was it enjoyable this time around? I really liked it.
I agree. Finally, we got Jay. He's the birthday boy. This is his birthday pick. Happy birthday, Jay!
Happy birthday, Jay!
Happy birthday, Jay!
Everybody.
Jay, what's your history with it?
Well, my history starts with my Aunt Judy, who they lived out in the boondocks of Cokeville, Texas. And they had one of those stereotypical 1980s satellite dishes.
Ooh,
like the
nice.
Mama Jammas.
Huge.
And she actually might be kind of responsible for getting me into horror movies in general. She taped it and she goes, "Hey, you want to watch this? It's called Pumpkinhead." And it came in and it was around Halloween. She gave it to me to watch. I was thinking it might be like a kids friendly movie.
Well, it sounds like it, yeah.
And I watched it and it had the right effect. I loved it. I was like, this is fucking cool.
You think Aunt Judy was trying to scare you, or what?
I think she was trying to trick me a little bit, but it didn't work out because I actually intentionally, unironically watched the first sequel, bought it on pay-per-view, Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings, and I was young, but I actually really liked that one too for a different reason. But yeah, I got a lot of history with Pumpkinhead. We go way back.
What was the reason? I got to know.
Titties.
Boobies, right? It's gotta be boobies.
Sequel. I mean, the sequel was fun because they had some of my favorite B movie actresses. They had Amy Dolitz, who owned B movies in the early '90s. She was in that movie Witchcraft and and a few other ones. Not Witchcraft. No, it was Witchcraft. I don't know. It's something like Witchboard. She was in Witchboard. That's right.
I remember that.
And then it also starred on the downside of her career, Soleil Moon Frye.
Oh,
wow. Holy shit.
After Punky Brewster. And she was like the slutty teenager. And, I think it was before she got her boob reduction. So
this is making me regret that I only ever saw these in the edited version on cable. Maybe I would like the sequels a lot more if I saw the real deal.
Punky Hoosters, yeah.
Towards the end of this, I can tell you more about the sequel. But for now, we'll talk about the original. I've got nothing but good things to say about Pumpkinhead. It's just, for me, it's just a very special movie.
Yeah, I think I have a feeling across the board we're going to have nothing but good things to say. Especially, was it Lance? What's his name? God,
Hendrickson.
Thank you. He kills it in this movie. He is acting on a level that is far beyond any of the other actors in this movie. And you buy him as a hillbilly. I don't know where this movie is set, but that is definitely hillbilly. And I'm from redneck country, USA. And yeah, we don't live in shacks like that, but like some of the stuff hit at home. Like the kid with the dirty face and stuff like that. There's definitely a lot of kids out there with dirty faces out in redneck country. So I was
Blossom before she cleaned herself up and became trendy.
Was she in this movie?
Yep, she's one of the holler kids.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Y'all have overalls.
Well, guys, what was that, Ref?
I know they were all just wearing overalls, all the kids. That's how you know you're in hillbilly country.
That's kind of true, actually.
I got West Virginia vibes, but I have no idea.
Totally
why.
did.
Yeah.
Miles, you're very correct. I've always thought Virginia when I thought that. I never verified that myself, but I always got mega Virginia vibes.
Yeah.
We're gonna say West Virginia, not West Pennsylvania. Yeah.
I had my mom dated a guy that lived in Kentucky, and he was super country, and he lived like I went to visit there. It was not Lexington. It was a smaller town next to it. But have you ever heard of something called a holler?
Yeah. That's where
Yeah.
they mine coal.
Yep. So I met this family in the holler, and it was like that, where all the kids slept in one bed. You know, it was all wood paneling, and all the kids were dirty. So it was like that. It was old country, and the father he shot and killed somebody in a bar fight and went to jail. But the kids always were told, your dad went into the army until he got out of the army. Yeah. But his name was oh my God, what's that little animal, little fuzzy animal? I forget his name.
Raccoon.
Not a raccoon.
Everyone gets a fuzzy animal quickly.
Yeah,
quickly.
it's like a raccoon.
Woolly caterpillars.
But that was his nickname. And the reason why it was it was something bigger. Anyway, but that was his nickname because he went out. His dad told him to go get one for dinner, and he gave him a gun and 2 bullets. And the boy came back with the gun, the possum, and 1 bullet. So that was his nickname for the rest of his life.
Oh my God, crazy ferret. He
Through
killed
the
a
movie,
ferret.
let's talk about David's.
Yeah, adventures in fucking West Virginia, Kentucky, and other
Yeah.
places in the South. All right, yeah. So the movie begins. Lance is killing it. Like you buy that he loves his son. You buy that.
I almost teared up, man.
Oh,
I
dude, that
really did.
kid
It was
totally.
so sweet.
This is
The
what I love about this
relationship
movie.
is so sweet.
That first act is so freaking good. The way like you said, the sweet relationship between them, and you can tell that there's a father-son bond there, and the kid is so freaking adorable.
Oh, he's
and
so
so
good.
whenever
You're skipping the prologue, man. That's
Oh.
The first thing, yeah.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, I forgot about the
it's like one of the biggest payoffs of the whole movie.
yeah. So you get the family in the cabin, and they're not letting the guy in who's screaming for help, and he's like, "You're not good Christian people." We're like, no, we love Jesus in here. Don't you worry. And then you get to see the Pumpkinhead. It's pretty cool in the moonlight and the shadows of the dark, and it's pretty badass. What do you guys think of the Pumpkinhead, the first showing?
I think it's bold that they start the movie like that. I mean, it's not like, a close-up shot of your creature, but like they always talk about the rule of don't show your creature. Like they straight up say, no, fuck that. We're gonna put them up on Front Street right off the bat.
Yeah,
that's what got me hooked immediately. When the guy got tossed around, I'm like, I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's a great little thing because it sets up so much stuff without using a whole bunch of dialogue. It's the guy going, listen, I didn't kill that girl. Boom, you immediately know that there's revenge involved.
Yeah,
That something is, and the family like knowing to close everything, don't go anywhere. And then the little boy seeing the Pumpkinhead and then it fading into Lance Henriksen's face, then you know that Lance saw that as a kid.
Spoilers for the ending of this movie. That guy ends up being the Pumpkinhead that's chasing him around then, right? Is that the way it works?
No. We never see the guy who conjured Pumpkinhead the first time.
But I got the impression Pumpkinhead comes out, gets his revenge, and then he returns to hell regardless. And the new person that was the demonic thing was sent upon becomes the new Pumpkinhead.
There's a lot of rules I can go over later on.
Oh damn! He got the list.
Because
right.
you hear the witch. The witch says when he goes, I'm gonna kill him. She go, you're gonna fail, Ed Holly, and you're gonna die, and you're just gonna speed up the final price. So the final price is him becoming Pumpkinhead.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. The original guy became Pumpkinhead. So the guy who
the guy who summoned it. Yes.
Oh,
the guy
snap.
Yeah.
Dang.
So that's the payment, is that yes, you'll get revenge, but then you become that little creature who becomes like Voldemort. Yeah. Total Voldemort, man.
Yeah.
Which brings up a good point. Like the name Pumpkinhead is honestly a weird choice, just because it automatically invokes more of like a jack-o'-lantern on a head. I was thinking like Headless Horseman vibes.
Yeah. Well, it is based on a poem.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's based on a poem, and that first line is "Beware the Pumpkinhead," and the rest of the poem kind of goes into it. The kids chant it when they're dancing around and singing. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's actually the real poem. And the Pumpkinhead comes from the fact that it's buried in the pumpkin patch. But I understand what you're saying, Miles. It definitely, because when I remember seeing it in the theater, I was expecting like a Headless Horseman type of thing. I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, and I was reading in the trivia, and I know like one of the things the director is like very clear on is like, I do not want a pumpkin on somebody's head. Like that's not what we're going for here.
I thought it was going to be an alien. I really did. I thought that we were dealing with.
It definitely has alien vibes. The way that his hunches are.
That's
Are
not
we
even
gonna
on
get
accident.
Pumpkinhead versus Xenomorphs? Is that happening anytime?
Dead by Daylight. Come on, guys, let's do it.
Did they ever bust out Pumpkinhead for Dead by Daylight?
No,
I don't.
What a wasted opportunity.
Somebody did a mod and they did Alien for Dead by Daylight, and it was amazing. It was so fucking cool.
Mod, dude. That'd be awesome. There's that game. What is it? That fighting game that the guy made. I can't think of what it's called right now.
Oh yeah, the Motu or.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll find out what the name is real quick. But Pumpkinhead's one of the playable characters. It plays like Mortal Kombat, and like you get Chucky, you get Ghostface, you get Michael Myers, you get Leatherface, you get Pumpkinhead, you get a bunch of different characters.
Oh, you get like Herbert West, Candyman, yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking sweet, dude.
Pumpkinhead's powers is Jesus holds you upside down constantly.
That
was like his one move.
Terrordrome, that's what it's called. Terrordrome.
Nice.
Okay, so go check that out if you've never played it before. It's a fucking blast. So let's talk about the little boy getting murdered because that was intense. I felt like shit. It literally, I wasn't like my heart hurt. That's how good filmmaking was. When that little boy got hit by that motorcycle and he was down, I was just like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?" Like
He even kind of looks like the kid from My Girl, Macaulay Culkin.
He does
like,
look like
they've
Macaulay
got like
Culkin.
same vibes, and like there's something about that like just adorable little
super
blonde-haired kid when
that gets
they go
picked
down
on all the time.
Yeah, I think that adds to it too. The bully saying he's got bottle glasses or bottle cap glasses, whatever he says.
Old school classic bullying. Gotta love that.
That's a future edgelord comic in Austin right there.
And that relationship between those two, it just seems so natural. It almost felt like they were really father and son.
Yeah.
Like when he's washing his hands and he's talking about his grandma with her tissue paper, like hands, and just how nothing felt so good. Like that.
Oh, and
natural.
The scene where he's feeding the dog, he's like not at the table, like he's stern, but not too stern. And
I was gonna say that a very believable dad-like quality, and especially with that like West Virginia like vibe we were talking about. Like he's being raised for a not easy life per se. I mean, they're out there making their own way. You know what I mean? And like that bond is immediately recognizable, which is cool because it's not just like showering him with love. It's love, but it's a tough form of love for the environment that they're in.
And I love that. And I love that they didn't have to over explain why the mom wasn't there. You know, the mom's not there. We don't know why, but it just adds to the connection to the father and the son.
Irrelevant almost in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad, the fact that like he gets killed. Like, and Jay said it breaks one of the rules of horror movies. You know, you don't kill children. This movie goes for it, but this movie goes for a different thing altogether. I've never seen anything like it before. It's its own thing, and that's why I was enjoying it so much. Like the tale of vengeance, the demon that is summoned, the slasher of the film. You know, usually you don't know what the origins of the slasher are. This one, you find out what the origin is, and you find out the person that caused it doesn't want it to happen. I think that's such a cool concept. And so it also humanizes, because usually hillbillies are not shown in the nicest of lights in movies. And so it shows them as, you know, just people who they are. And that's why I thought it was a great representation, like, of hillbillies, because, well, I don't think they live in shacks like that. I don't know.
No, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the holler I talked about, that was like that. It was like that. I mean, minus they did go overboard on how dirty the kids were, but it was pretty close, man. I mean, and dude, it's still like that out there. You go out to West Virginia, it's still like that in the hills and everything. It's
They're due to get internet next year, so that's gonna be big for them.
No, they're getting 58K modems is what they're getting, whatever they were. No, it's definitely, I like to see that they humanize the characters, and having the lead character, he just kills it. He's so good in this movie. Why is he not a bigger star? I mean, I know that we all know his name, but like his star kind of faded.
He was. I mean,
I wouldn't look down his career at all, man. He had that TV show Millennium. He was on Aliens. He was in that awesome Brian Bosworth movie, Stone Cold. I mean, like, he's pretty much got it made.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Pumpkinhead, the president of the Lance Hendrickson fan club.
My bad. I didn't mean to go up against the Perez.
I loved him as Bishop right before this. Like, my mom introduced me to Aliens, and his character in that movie, he's another one of those very tender characters. And when he gets ripped apart, it really broke me as a kid.
He was also in Scream 3 at the end. He had raped the mother of the lead character. So he's not always a good guy. He's not always a good guy. I apologize to bring that up. Let's talk.
Also, he has a very, very small role in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say penis. I don't know why. That sentence.
His penis is very average, but his role in Close Encounters was very small. I don't even think it was a speaking role. He's in the background somewhere.
Definitely.
Not speaking penis either, though. So
yeah.
He had a small penis role in that movie. Let's talk about the witch.
Dude, best scenes of the movie by far are the witch.
Her makeup is incredible.
The makeup incredible. Her accent, the way she's talking, like the way she talks to him. Ed Hardy, you can't undo. You think this was gonna be easy, Ed? You think it would be nice and tidy? You can just go away, Ed. Oh, so good, dude.
Pretty good, David.
I would say that any fear that you walk, like if you were a kid seeing this movie, or if you're someone who's prone to finding yourself being creeped out by horror, I would say that you're going to be more haunted after you leave the movie by the witch than the creature. Even though the creature's great, it's just that she's so memorable in the way she delivers every one of her lines.
And that scene of her when she's standing there and she's lit in the background, and the camera's kind of a little bit below, and she's in the center. It's just, you could feel her power. Because up to that point, she's all hunched over and stuff. But that shot right there, she's basically dropping the mic.
What's wonderful is that they have a profile of her where you can see the inside of her mouth. And when she said, "I'm already damn, son," and her tongue clicks at the top, I was like, that is fucking acting right there. I was like, that was amazing.
And then when she's like,
so good.
Egging him on. Say it, Ed. Say it. What do you want? Ed, what do you want? I can't do anything if you don't tell me what you want, Ed.
Revenge.
Hey, you want revenge, Ed? Do it.
She's almost like the Emperor to Pumpkinhead's Darth Vader. Like she's
great. That's a great analogy, dude.
She's really the one that really kind of pulls the strings and
and chews up the scenes.
And the sequel and then the direct sequel, she's an even bigger part. It's actually
what? We are totally watching the sequel then.
But when she starts going off about metachlorians, it just loses
in the bloodstream. Why?
From us,
metachlorians,
the pumpkin-chlorians. Do it. Yeah, she's killer. The makeup's awesome. It's all creepy.
David said something else I wanted to touch on, if that's all right. You mentioned the way that the witch was backlit in that scene where the power scene, and that was something that I was just very into. And as I was watching this movie with the creature, a lot of times, specifically in the church scene, when they're like broken church, they do a lot of really great work with the lighting effects.
Yes.
And I think that enhances the practical effects and the limitations of the practical effects at that time period in the 80s, because the way they do the backlighting, it makes it so much creepier. And again, the word used was powerful. And I think that's so accurate. There's something about that shadow that's cast upon it in the way that we're not used to seeing it that makes you like, oh shit, this thing is about to fuck something up. Like it is big and it is bad and it is very upset.
It's an absolutely beautiful screenshot whenever the Pumpkinhead is walking through and you see the lit fog through the cross.
Yes.
And
with the cross. That's the one.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And then, watching it, you appreciate it more because all of that is real. That's not CGI. Yeah. That is in camera. That's smoke. That's lighting. That's old school filming. I will say this though. I'm going to be the old guy here. I would have preferred if Pumpkinhead would have gotten the alien treatment of the less is more, because even though I love the creature, I think after a while it has less of an effect because you've seen it so much.
And I will answer that, David. I think that was absolutely intentional because Stan Winston didn't want this movie compared to Aliens.
Gotcha.
I think his choice for this was like literally you saw Pumpkinhead in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see
you killed the kid. Like he's breaking all these rules over and over and over again.
And obviously, spoiler alert, Stan Winston did the effects for Aliens, won an Oscar for it. Then he makes this movie. Like he was like, this creature is going to be so front and center. He is, in a lot of ways, Pumpkinhead is the main character of this movie. Like Ed Harley and him. And
I would think so, because
they are one and the same.
The theme of the movie is revenge, and
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead is revenge. And so, yeah, I would definitely agree that Pumpkinhead is the main character of the movie. And yeah, they don't, I mean, even on the poster, they're like, here it is. This is what you're getting.
Would the
You know.
Pumpkinhead have looked different if he picked a different thing? Because she said he wanted vengeance or revenge or whatever. But
Well,
she mentioned
it's the only
other
thing.
sins.
I mean, she can't pick like, teasing. There's not a teasing demon out
That'd be
there.
awesome.
It's just a bunch. It comes out with a
I met the
feather, and he's
teasing
just
demon.
tickling his victims.
Oh,
Or like a
I'm
really
sorry, the
annoying
tickling
demon.
can't stop till it's run its course, Ed.
I don't think that's what a chicken head is, though. I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I love my demons always. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know why it does that.
You got a donkey head. He's just a big jackass.
But he is transforming to the end. He's transforming into him. Like you can see his facial features change throughout the movie.
And
Yeah,
vice versa.
I was going to ask you that because I noticed that and I was like, am I seeing something? Is the practical effects on Pumpkinhead, does his face start turning into Lance Henriksen?
Absolutely. The eyes. That's where they're telling you that, because you
even
see
his
Lance
face,
Henriksen get the very
The Pumpkinhead face starts shaping like Lance
Yep.
Henriksen.
That's all
what I'm
And he
100%
does too.
on purpose.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
did
it's
not
fucking
even
cool.
notice that.
Yeah,
So
it's real
dude-
subtle, but that's why I wanted to ask. I'm like, am I seeing something, or
Is that because he's
really
taking on
becoming
the
him?
curse and they're separating
Yeah.
from each other?
Yeah, they're becoming each other.
They're
You know, there's
becoming one.
the great scene of like the dog biting Lance's arm, and the Pumpkinhead's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what the?"
Hey, motherfucker.
When he raises his rifle or the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and but I love that scene where he gets hooked,
Pierces
and
the
then gets him right in the fucking pitchfork.
With the
So
it's
real.
good.
Looks
Yeah.
so real.
Well, that's the like Miles already touched on it, but the court or the cinematography in this is absolutely stunning. And we get a little bit spoiled with modern cinematography because a lot of people go for the money shot over and over again because they have CGI, they can create
Yeah.
it within the computer. So we get all these money shots all the time in modern filmmaking, but this is back in the day where, like David said, this is all on camera. So you get like these long stretches of normal filmmaking, but even then, the lighting and the fog and the way things are put on screen are absolutely gorgeous. And then you get the money shots, like I said, the cross in the background, or whenever he's holding his son before he passes away on the bed, and you got the light streaming in through the window. It's absolutely beautiful. And so there's scenes like that are just absolutely stunning. And I think that he gets major kudos for not only seeing attention to detail on his creatures, the effects he makes, but also attention to detail within that. So he must have worked hand in hand with the cinematographer to be like, we're going to make this look fucking bomb and awesome.
Now, I
That
will have some.
motorcycle scene.
But
That
that Raph?
motorcycle scene also was very unique because you can see them outside and you can see the heels and stuff, and then you can see the shop in the distance, and then when they're jumping up and down, those really nice shot how they did that. That also just kept me on. I was like, what else is gonna happen? It was really great. It just started off great.
Yeah. Go ahead, David. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I did have some complaints, very minor, but I felt like the scene in the cabin when he first starts attacking him, and then the girl was like, "Where's my boyfriend? I'm gonna come inside," and I almost laughed where she's crying and like, "Nothing's out there. It's real." And then she goes back to crying.
It was. I clipped it, dude. I clipped it, and that is acting. Thank you.
Yeah, that was very
Bad.
funny, but that was the editing in that scene with the cabin was very choppy for me. I didn't feel it, and then I felt like it was becoming a Jason type of movie where you had an unbeatable killer who was just knocking off teenagers one by one.
Yeah.
And it was just that middle part right there where it felt too 80s slashery, but then it of course changed, and the ending just wipes the slate clean as far as it being a slasher movie, and it completely changes.
I agree with you. There's a different tone to the opening where it's kind of like a Dusk Till Dawn situation where you have one tone, which is more of a drama type thing, and then you have this completely different tone at the end where it becomes the 80s slasher. But I also like that because that's what this movie was meant to do. And I like the characters because they're quote unquote smart characters. They're not your typical stereotypes. They don't like the jock bully, leather clad, whatever we call him. He's not a jock, but he's just an asshole. He's a jerk. And then they're like, oh, he's got good qualities. He's like, no, he's just a jerk. And he was a piece of shit. So when he gets it with the shotgun, you're like, fuck yeah, fuck that guy. But his being bad guy, one apple spoils the bunch situation. They're all screwed anyhow. And the other kids were not bad. There was nothing wrong with them.
Can I cut you off? He has by far the best line in the movie when the girl asks him, why do you always have that rifle? And he's like, because it might get serious in the jungle, baby.
He calls her a bimbo too. I was like,
that's what it was.
And then he pushes her over. He's shoving women left and right in this fucking movie.
It looked like he was beating her in the cabin before they walked in there.
Yeah, dude.
She was over there holding her face, like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's just a bad guy, dude, all around.
One of the things I always hated about movies, especially horror movies, is you always get the sense that the victims, especially 80s slasher films, you're always like, just fucking leave. But in this situation, makes sense because they really did a smart way of like, hey, this guy is drunk, so he can't drive. He's got to sober up. He has a history and he's going to get in trouble. So he's got to, rip out the phone cord. So I thought that was really smart is it made them stay in that cabin. He
literally locks them in the closet.
Yeah. Exactly. So I like that set it up to where they could then get hunted by by Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I really like, I also agree that the weakest part of the movie is those cabin scenes, which makes it felt like all those kids were just in the fucking way of this movie. And so I really loved the way Pumpkinhead, this is what was really cool about Pumpkinhead is one, he was extremely creative with every kill.
Mm-hmm.
He was crafty. He was, calculating. The girl that's very religious, he scratches a cross into her forehead. The other girl, he takes up a tree and drops, and you see Pumpkinhead in a tree.
That's a cool shot.
That's a great shot. Really cool shot.
Yeah. He's almost like a cat. He's like a cat toying with his food.
Absolutely, 100%. You saw that again when he killed Joel, the main asshole. When he's playing with his head, like it's a ball of yarn.
Now I was half expecting him though to rip it off and drink the blood because isn't that mentioned somewhere?
Yeah, I wanted that.
Well, and you know what, Duck, you're right because I think that guy needed more of a dramatic death. He got a good death. He got the gun and the toying with, but because he was the one that killed the kid, I think he should have had a more of a violent death. Now, I do love the fact that those other kids, the teenagers involved, they weren't guilty, but they were just part of it.
They were complicit, though.
Yeah, they were. You're right. Yep, they were.
But there is an element to that because there's a couple of them, especially when the two, I think they get locked in the closet where it's like you start to like legit feel bad that they're just kind of wrapped up because what wasn't like the one girl is just basically like media covering this dirt bike douchebag and his sympathetic brother who's also kind of a douchebag, but like you can tell he wants to do the right thing. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting character dynamics.
I mean, the main bad guy is a douchebag because
he's so unlikable. Yeah. So unlikable.
The other
he deserves it.
The other kids are just kind of like fuck. But I like the fact that the curse is like we don't care. The curse is the curse. You guys were involved.
Don't have shitty friends, douche.
Don't have shitty friends. Yeah.
I also like Pumpkinhead, kind of like you said before, toys with him. You can specifically see that with the dirt bike, and he pulls the chain up and he goes, hey. I was like, Pumpkinhead got a sense of humor about this.
Were you trying to go somewhere? You can't. Because look, I went to mechanic school.
Yeah. Pumpkin mechanic.
The kills weren't great, but that's okay. They were fine. I honestly thought maybe they were shooting for a PG-13 with.
You're right, Duck. They weren't very gory, were they?
They weren't super gory. Yeah. The gore was, the one guy was covered in blood. And there's that one scene where the brother's dead and they put the tarp over him and his eye moves. And I clipped that shit. He wasn't dead at all.
Well, also in the beginning, the little kid, when he's on the ground, he's opening his eyes constantly.
Yeah, it is.
We're stabbing a seizure. That's why.
So I would like to say one thing that bothered me, and this is such a picky thing. And I really didn't notice it as a kid when I saw it in the theater, but I notice it now, is that it's so obviously filmed in LA that really takes me out of it. The background is obviously back lot of MGM because it's like every single scene in Chips when they're going down the freeway, that whole background. And it's a shame they weren't able to actually film in like West Virginia because even the witch's lair, as you're coming up, everything seems very universal backlot.
I absolutely love that there's a ditch going down into the swamp that is the witch's lair, It's so impractical. I'm like, do people really live across water like that in little shanties?
Yep.
But it
In
looks-
West Virginia, they do.
Oh, it looks beautiful though. I love the design. Like the design was awesome. Or even when he drives into like the little hillbilly village, you know what I mean? I was like, this is really cool. Like the way this stuff looks is badass. All right, let's talk about.
It kind of felt like a back lot, didn't it? Like it
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like this would be like a
No,
a
I bought it, dude.
Pumpkinhead haunted house.
I've always suspended my disbelief. I mean, here's another thing the movie does, if you want to get real picky, is that you really don't know what time of day a lot of the movie takes place.
Yeah.
It really feels like it's taking place at dusk, night, morning, afternoon, but it doesn't matter. Like it's more like of an afterthought that happened.
And it took one
everything's
afternoon. The whole movie went in one afternoon, right? Like
One day, 24-hour period.
Yeah,
I
one
think.
24-hour day.
Yeah.
that'd
I would like to know, as far as the rules go, is this something that he only comes out at night? Because Pumpkinhead seems like somebody who would not be cool with hanging out in the daytime.
It's not that he can't. He just likes to sleep in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he puts on some WD-40, dude. Or
I see Pumpkinhead doing this a lot in the sunlight.
Yeah. 5 more minutes.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I'll get revenge in an hour, Mom. Leave
Yeah,
me
I
alone.
know.
Revenge is so hard with these beans. No, it's definitely Pumpkinhead's design. That's what I want to talk about. Do we like it? Do we dislike it?
Oh, fucking great. Love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
High
great.
praise all around. Would that scare you if you saw that walking towards you in the
Holy
night?
shit.
7-8 foot tall motherfucker.
I love the tail. They got the tail wagging in the background. Again, like a cat. It's
I
very
want to
much
see
like
the
a
thing
cat.
fight Slender Man.
Yeah.
He does
Fight of
have
the
Slender Man
Gargantuan.
vibes, honestly. Like they
Yeah.
have similar vibes in their design.
The big
Well, he's
smile.
hillbilly boogeyman, is what he is. I mean, they sing
Yeah.
the rhyme about him,
Absolutely.
so-
Dixie Fried Boogeyman.
Yeah, they tell the kids that this is what's going to get them, and the kids they kind of
The kids sing the song and dance
Yeah.
the dance and tell each other tales. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Let's
it's-
talk about
Yeah,
that
Elvis.
banjo and fiddle. That banjo and fiddle soundtrack,
Mhm.
just so Southern decadent.
Sublime.
Yeah, just absolute, it just matches. And the other thing I'd really like to point out is the fact that there are virtually no wasted characters in this entire movie.
Yep.
Everyone's got a point, including, I think, David, he's called himself Bunt. Let's talk about Bunt.
I love
Yeah.
Bunt. Bunt's
Yeah.
awesome.
Redneck or hillbilly boy just doing his thing. He just wants to see this. I was going to say the Slender Man. He wants to see the Pumpkinhead. You know.
Well, yeah,
He
it's kinda
wants to
all his
tell if
fault.
it's real. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's at that age where he's the one that's like he doesn't really believe it, but he does. But
He wants to find it and fuck it.
he's saying
He's
he
like,
is of
he's
that
the
age.
teenager. He's the teenager in all of us that's like, Mr. Holly, like when he goes to Mr. Holly, I know who you're looking for. Like,
Yeah.
like
my
$10 will get you $10 will get you a vengeance demon in
That's
1988. That's a good vengeance demon rate.
I think
Yeah,
I
that's
think
really
one of
good
the most one of the prettiest scenes and very subtle scene, and it's a great shot, is when that Bunt and the girl, the what's her face, Linda Hamilton starter kit,
Yeah.
are in Ed Harley's house, and the candles are going, and he's in the background, she's in the foreground, and they're talking, and she's like, I gotta go talk to him, and she leaves, and she's like, you need to stay here. He's like, okay, and then the camera slowly pans this way, and the entire time they had been staring at the pictures of Ed and his son that are on a little altar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
you
black
know.
and white though too. That was just like, do you not have colored film there? Like, is that what it's on? But
Good point.
all the pictures in black and white. I was like, all right, that works for me. The other thing was like the lack of electricity. They were using candles in the bedroom and stuff like that. So I'm like, all
they
right,
just
this
know
is
how to
black and white.
romance the situation. That's all that is.
Very nice.
It was a cabin out in the woods. It wasn't, like.
I guess they had the same electrician that was involved in the movie Seven, where every fucking place they went to had no lights working.
Yeah. There was one point when the grandfather character said, I got to protect my kin. And I immediately thought, did you guys ever use the term kin at all? Because like where I come
do.
from, they say it all the time.
My mom's side of the family all the time.
Yeah.
My
Info.
family comes from West Virginia.
Dun, 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 dun. Did you see the Pumpkinhead, David?
No, I never lived in West Virginia, but I visited West Virginia, and my grandfather, there's a coal mine that my grandfather worked at, and they have a museum, and there's a giant picture of all the coal miners, and my grandfather is right in the middle because he was the tallest one. And my grandmother made him leave when my dad was real young because he got black lung. And so they moved to Florida to get to a better climate. But my dad grew up, and he told me stories.
About Pumpkinhead.
No, they're not about Pumpkinhead. But there was some there's some black magic up there, man.
Yeah,
there's some serious fucking black magic up there. And I don't know if I believe about you guys ever hear of Black Santeria? Like that shit's real, man.
Yeah.
That's some dark shit you don't want to fucking mess with.
Nope. Get yourself an Nganga. I'm telling you, make it happen. What else about the movie, guys? The ending, I guess we have to get to with the final girl kind of, pleading for her life, and then he decides it's the weird twist where he causes the thing to happen, realizes it's a mistake because it's giving him seizures, like Rap said, and then he has to, fix his situation. And so when he's transforming into the beast itself, the Pumpkinhead, and he realizes that, and like the shotgun's not taking it out, and he realizes he's got to hurt himself or kill himself. When he puts the bullet in his head and then stumbles out of the car with the bullet in his head, I was like, holy shit, like he's still alive. That's fucking crazy. And then,
well, I think that's because he's already turning into the beast. That's
you
why
think he's getting the power of the beast.
That's why
they're like tethered at this point.
Yeah,
it's a great word.
That's why he's
there.
like, kill me, bitch.
And she what a beautiful shot on her too during that scene where everything's flashing and she's all dirty and stuff. That was absolutely gorgeous.
And then he, she takes the shots, takes him out. Like he like Rap said, he says, kill me. And then he goes to stand up. He's turning into the creature. She shoots him a couple times. The movie's over. And then they pan over and the actual Pumpkinhead aflame, flambe. I was like, holy shit, that's cool. Because I was not expecting that at all. And then we get to the end, which I hated. The ending of this movie. And I get it. You need that ending. That's what makes the movie. It makes you remember it. But when she goes and she puts Mr. Harley, now Voldemort style, into the grave, and you see the necklace on him, and that's how you make the connections. Him, I was so fucking bummed out. Was it?
Well, I mean, she. It's very subtle because I never caught it the first time. But when she tells him, I mentioned this earlier, when she says, "Hey, you're just going to speed up the final price," she already says right there, and it's like, oh, what a great call, what a great little tip they gave us.
Yeah, it's such a bummer. Did you guys like that ending?
Yeah, but Doug, you realize Voldemort's decades after this movie. Like this movie is like well before that.
Well, he's just calling it Voldemort because it looks like
it just looks like a
Voldemort looks like him.
Not that this ripped off Voldemort should be called Pumpkinhead.
I'm talking about the little aborted Voldemort.
I know. Again, I think
super fucked up that they even had like little lightning bolt on Pumpkin's head.
Guys, this is in the same universe. If you notice that Bunt becomes Snape.
I mean, they've got witches. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Well, because and I know it's not in the same universe because they definitely wouldn't hire any of these actors because they're not British.
That's right. Yeah, you like the ending of this, putting him and Mr. Harley?
Oh, I love it. It's devastating, man. The fucking necklace, devastating, dude. Love it. I love and this movie is a American horror gothic folklore tale. It's awesome. They just nailed it, and to me, this is one of those movies that never needed a sequel. It's wrapped up perfectly. It's boom. It's so perfect. and I do know they're making a remake, and I don't know how to feel about it because I know they're going to CGI the fuck out of it probably. But I mean, Lance Henriksen is Pumpkinhead. That's how I look at it.
Just re-release this movie in theaters. It's fucking good. There's nothing wrong with it. Now I'm the old man on the porch.
This should be like such a great like drive-in movie experience too. Just that old school vibe where you're out and there's that spooky element to it. I agree. CGI would ruin this movie.
We haven't talked about one of the biggest aspects of this movie: the fucking sound design. The thing sound. Shh. Anytime he shows up. It's so great, and it's such a subtle thing. But anytime you hear it, like he's coming.
Oh, I thought that was like the cicadas. Like I got this. Like
got a cicada. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because those come out of the ground.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys like the ending? Like Jay, do you like that ending with him?
Oh, it's absolutely perfect. At the end of the day, Pumpkinhead is basically a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Before it's even a horror movie, it is a Southern Gothic tragedy done, to me, absolutely perfect. Almost every little choice they make is just amazing. Another choice in the cabin, that scene where the girl's walking to the kitchen and you see Pumpkinhead walk beside her.
Yeah.
That kind of work right there, you better believe Stan Winston absolutely borrowed from that when he was making Jurassic Park. Making the creatures of Jurassic Park.
It definitely, you notice that Pumpkinhead definitely has a Velociraptor vibe to him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the Velociraptors have a Pumpkinhead vibe.
Get it straight, David.
Yeah,
there's
sorry.
Baltimore didn't come first, David. Come on.
Yeah, there was no accident there. I mean, it's just, I talked to David about, like you talked about the fact that this movie didn't do that well in the box office. It barely made back its budget. And I talked to him and I was like, I really feel like Hollywood almost was sabotaging Stan Winston because they just wanted him to stick with what he was amazing at. Like after he did this movie, he won 2 Oscars.
Yeah.
2 Oscars for Jurassic Park.
T2 and Jurassic Park.
Yeah, T2 and Jurassic Park. Yeah.
But guys, we can't. If you're going to talk about what happened after this movie, we have to talk about Gnome named Norman, starring Michael Anthony Hall.
Yep,
the
that's
fucking
directed by Stan
weird
Winston.
goddamn. And in the movie, they don't say gnome, they say gnome.
Oh, wow.
Is it a gnome?
He was forced to make that movie, Dave. He was forced to make that movie by Hollywood Illuminati.
Steven Spielberg forced him to make that movie so he could do special effects.
They call it a gnome.
Steven Spielberg didn't have his hands on Pumpkinhead. I'll tell you that much.
Raph, do you like the ending of the movie? Do you dig that?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it because I don't think it's such a bad trade-off. Since he lost his son, he's gonna get another chance to come back to life when somebody wants revenge. So
yeah, but he could have just lived his life. I mean,
but why would you want to live a life in torment if you don't have your child?
He already lost his wife. Now he lost his son. He had already
lost his wife. He buried his son next to his wife. So why would you want?
Speaking of which, why didn't he get a casket? Why did he just bury him like that?
Because he knew what he was about to do.
That's yeah, dude.
And why didn't he go to the doctor?
Check your privilege, Ducky. All right, calm down.
They listen. They don't have that's rich white people stuff.
In the Appalachian Mountains, they don't have coffins.
Yeah, they don't have them. How about you, Miles? Did you like the ending? Did you like putting him in the ground?
I did. I like the thing that Jay and David both said about this is more of a tragedy. Really, kind of clicked just now. I would agree with that. But it's a perfect gut punch. Like it's exactly what you don't want to happen, but it's the exact thing that needs to happen to conclude this story. And I really liked it a lot. That setup with the little necklace early on too. It just makes it all so connected.
I'm never taking this off.
All right. So in the sequels, Jay, does he have the necklace on?
Okay. The only sequel I've seen is Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings. And that is non-canon with this Pumpkinhead. The story this one is fucking wild.
please say it happens in space.
It's even more wild than that.
He flies a little too close to space. And
the story in the second one, the reason it's called Blood Wings is because the Blood Wings were a gang that tormented this deformed boy. The thing about this deformed boy, and then he gets tossed down a well, and this kid becomes his own vengeance demon. And you're like, well, how is he able to become his own vengeance demon? Well, I got an answer for that because he is the spawn of a Pumpkinhead and a human woman.
Oh, no. Who sees that and goes, I'm going to fuck that?
Well, yes.
And
to answer
is that why Rafi's not here tonight?
Yeah. And the point y'all made about this first movie, about how it's not gory, the second movie goes, fucking hold my pumpkin patch, bro.
We got
they
this.
Fucking heads chopped off, bodies ripped in half. Like it definitely.
Now, do they do practical effects? Is it the same Pumpkinhead?
They couldn't have. That movie was made for $87. So yeah,
they used hand puppet shadows.
Yeah.
Or they did what was the sequel of Silent Night, Deadly Night? They just reused footage from the first film.
Funny fact about that: in my favorite Silent Night one, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, there's a Pinocchio in it. There's a Pinocchio character played by the same character who played Bunt.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Ryan
and
Bramer.
I also noticed that the guy who was kind of like the nerdy boyfriend with the vest, he was young Clark Kent in the original Superman.
He was Superman.
Yep.
Jeff East.
Damn. Rap says Javi question mark LOL. Do you, like, how are you commenting while being on the cast?
Trying to get Javi to Javi bomb us.
Yeah, dude. I was shocked. Like it popped up and I was like, but he's right there.
Dude, I'm telling you guys that this is a real life Unfriended right now.
Yeah, dude, it's happening. We're gonna get fucking pumpkin headed. I'm not looking forward to it.
That's hilarious.
Anything else about the movie, guys? Anything else you want to touch upon? I feel like we've hit pretty much everything.
I don't understand how it wasn't more successful. I really don't.
Really don't
when I
either,
saw
man.
it when it came out, I was like, this is better than any fucking Jason or Nightmare movie I've seen in a long time. It's original, but it still has that 80s slashers vibe to it. It's got a great ending, great special effects, great acting. I never understood why this didn't take off.
The
Now, I
cinematography
mean,
makes
nowadays,
it-
the cinematography's beautiful, the soundtrack's beautiful, the sound design's beautiful, and now it's a cult classic. But I don't understand how it didn't do well in the theaters. And it came out on Halloween, like a week before Halloween. I thought it'd be the perfect Halloween date movie.
Well,
Yeah.
it was limited release. January is when it went big. But here's my thing. Go ahead.
Just real quick, I know why. Because the original company was Dino De Laurentiis, and they went bankrupt.
Yeah, but that's more of an. I get that, but man, like, yeah, and I can see it. Like it, and we talk about this movie being a tragedy. It was a tragedy at the box office. Like it really just. I'm with you, Dave. I mean, granted, I was 7 years old when this movie came out, and I couldn't tell you for the life of me how this movie isn't just universally beloved.
Now,
I just
let
don't-
me ask you this: do you think it's the name?
No, I think the
Maybe.
name elevates it.
Okay.
I think because, well, and I guess what it is, honestly, if I were to really go deep into it, I think even in the 80s, there was still this massive stereotype against anything Southern, that it's stupid, it's beneath people in the elitist kind of capitalist, 80s world that, you were much, much more a part of.
Mhm.
I think you could kind of agree that they kind of, this movie would kind of be looked down on because of its very unapologetically Southern roots. It's not really making fun. It's not making fun of Southern people.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, the
No.
Southern people are the ones that are kind of like the heroes and
Absolutely.
it's the yuppies from the city that I love the term they use, the outsiders.
Outsiders.
Yeah, I mean, but it also feels timeless, this movie. Like, I think I was gonna say the cinematography is so good that it just feels timeless. Like I that could have been made last week and I think it would have still held up. Like the cinematography is absolutely beautiful and it's modern. Like if I saw this in the 80s, I'd be like, I've never seen anything like this before. I think.
Let me ask you guys.
Excluding Alien and maybe Terminator and things like that. You know what I mean?
I will say this. I do feel like that this could have been a part of an anthology. Like it could have been an hour long. Like it's a very, very minimalist story.
Yeah.
There could have been like a trio of stories, like
Yeah.
based in the South, maybe.
Yeah,
something,
based
like that.
based
Southern
on
folklore.
based on Southern folklore. Exactly, Miles. Somebody telling, like, or a person doing a research project on Southern folklore and reading these stories, and each one is something like that because it is a very minimalist story. It's it's 86 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know,
To some
Um,
extent,
With
too, I
almost
think.
no dialogue.
Yeah, for large chunks, yeah. I think there's going back to that theme of tragedy. I think it's a shame that they went a completely different direction that just kind of broke all the rules in the sequel, because this could have had the potential if they continued that arc where people are making that ultimate sacrifice. There's some interesting ideas to bring that back in the future if they were to keep it. And that actually made me want to ask too, Jay, you brought up earlier that there are actually rules to this universe. We probably touched on most of them, but I wanted to, are there any that we missed, or can you kind of like bring us the concise list?
Sure. Well, like here's a few things. The Pumpkinhead. Here's a couple of things y'all may not know. Pumpkinhead does not need to be summoned by an individual. He can be summoned by a group. In the third movie, it's called Blood Feud. I just read up on it. A group of people were upset with some local guy for like conning people out of their money. So a group of people actually came together and summoned Pumpkinhead to kind
That's a
of.
pretty small gravesite for a large group. Are they just like stuffing them vertically down that thing?
Apparently, in every single movie, the summoner kills themselves to get rid of Pumpkinhead, and because of that, they do become Pumpkinhead. However, they also say that doesn't necessarily have to happen. that he can probably just go through and do his bidding. I don't know anything about the beginning of Pumpkinhead. That's something that I would really love to hear. That's what I would really love
Prequel.
more than if a prequel. Like not just a prequel, but like a beginning, like a real beginning, like story of like all of it, and like how old can he be?
Pumpkinhead's a demon, so we do know that he's definitely a demon. But I would love to know how he was originally conjured.
Right.
Is it
and
the
how
same
old's
thing
that
as
witch?
Jeepers Creepers? Is it the same creature?
Well,
As
Jeepers Creepers, it's a little more of a biological kind of creature. I think Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, because that's an actual, almost like an alien that is like a cicada.
Well,
who
they
only
rip
comes up.
off. Well, they rip that. I think Jeepers Creepers rips off Pumpkinhead like mercilessly.
Mhm.
The only difference is Stan Winston's not a pedophile like Victor Salva.
Oh yeah.
So,
Jesus fucking.
So it
hey,
makes
man.
it hard to watch.
Dude, it's so hard to watch. I mean, he also directed Powder, and there's some scenes in Powder where you're like, whoa, why are we focusing on this dude's belt slowly coming off?
Yeah.
It just lingers.
No,
I'm
why?
like, oh.
It's a good movie too, and it bums me out
Movie.
because of like I will not return and watch it again because of that reason. That bothers
So
me.
weird.
And Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes, the town people are angered over the local morticians stealing and selling the organs of their loved ones.
that's the one.
And the dumping the corpses in the swamp. So they go to see old Haggis, and she summons Pumpkinhead again.
I do like her name is Haggis.
Through the
Isn't that a
mummified
Simpsons
body.
character.
Oh, they bring back Ed Harley in this one.
Yeah, he comes
Lance
back. Bro.
Hendrickson reprises his role from the first film. Shit,
And
I want to watch
he's so
Which-
old he actually looks like Pumpkinhead.
He's
Which one is
Haggis.
that where he
Lance
comes back?
Hendrickson is Haggis.
it. Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes.
No makeup applied, just a
He's a
wig.
real skeleton.
I want to see that.
I saw
one.
him at Frightmare, and dude, he looked rough.
Yeah.
Dude, he's 81 years old, about to be 82. I mean,
I
like,
saw him when he was 80, so he looked rough.
well, I mean, like but he looked
Yeah,
rough
he's been
in
old.
this movie.
He looked 80
He was
in this
born
movie.
46 years old.
Yeah.
He came out the womb smoking a cigarette with a master's degree.
Yeah.
Like
he got the voice for it too.
He's one of my favorite
Yeah.
characters in Terminator. I fucking love him in Terminator. He's so good.
he was supposed to be the Terminator.
That's right. Yeah, he was all
wow.
pissed off.
They also went after O.J. Simpson for the role, or they.
Oh
were
Jesus
planning
Christ!
on it.
He was,
But
he's
no one
like,
can
"What's your
believe he could kill
motivation?" I
somebody,
got
right?
this.
My wife's been looking at this guy.
Oh God, we don't have to go. Okay, do we recommend the movie? Let's go down the line. David, do you recommend it?
Fuck yeah, man! This is one of the best. It's a cult classic now. It's a great '80s film. It's a great creature film. It's the great Stan Winston. It's beautiful. Love it.
Very nice. Miles, do you recommend it?
100%. And if you're the type of person that like does like a marathon of horror classics at like Halloween or any time of the year, I would say throw this one in the collection because
And it's an
deserves to
easy
be up
watch
there.
too, man. It's a really
Very
quick,
much
easy
so.
watch.
Painless.
Raph, do you recommend it?
Absolutely. It'll catch your heart with the little kid, and then you just want to see more of those kids, of those teenagers die.
I teared up, man. I teared up in the beginning. It was super sweet.
Jay, birthday boy, do you recommend it?
Absolutely, man. Aside from the fact that I just think that this movie's just got almost everything. It's almost too perfect. I mean, there's definitely some acting that could have been better, but not just. And I think to answer y'all's question earlier about Pumpkinhead, I think it makes it like almost the perfect Halloween movie.
Yes.
It's a movie for October, and you can visit it as many times as you want, and it'll still choke you up. I've probably seen it no less than 20 or 30 times throughout my life, and every time I feel the same way every time I see it. I mean, it just is probably, man, it's probably easily in my top 3 horror movies of all time for me.
Oh wow.
And I'm going to say I recommend it highly. I think it's an almost perfect horror movie. It's an original concept. It plays out so well. It'll suck you in. It'll suck you off. I don't know why I added that. And the Pumpkinhead will
what
get you
version
gobbled
movie
up.
were you on?
What do
mean,
you
that
have to do
didn't
to
happen
get
to
that?
I
me.
didn't have the Blu-ray. Jesus.
I got the special edition. That's all I'm going to say.
No wonder Javi's just not on.
Yeah, no. The Pumpkinhead sucking off you.
It's a different type of pumpkin head, am I right?
There's
I
no
was like,
escape
what's
from
that mouth?
Pumpkinhead.
Nothing wrong with a little pumpkin head, no doubt, no doubt. All right, yeah, I highly recommend it. It's awesome. It's great across the board.
Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just so you know, the next section of the podcast will be clips from the movie, so you can find replays of the live video stream at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. Once again, all links can be found in the description. Come check out our live stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And for a full list of future films, check out our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And with that, back to the Horrorcast.
All right, guys, let's get to some clips of this awesome movie, and we're going to watch some sad clips, so be wary of this. So here we go.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He already had. I don't know what that means.
So that's the main character.
Yeah, that's Lance Henriksen.
Okay.
I like also that they don't overboard. They don't go overboard showing Pumpkinhead killing the guy. They're like, just wait. You know what I mean? They don't give you too much.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look, that could be a painting. Like, that's insane. That's absolutely beautiful. David's messing. All right. This is the cutest kid ever because he is adorable. It's ridiculous.
Daddy?
Hold on.
Daddy, even the accent, dude.
You did. I like presents.
You really like it?
I love it.
You don't have to wear it every day or nothing. Just when it strikes you.
Give me a hug.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Pumpkin song. I don't know why I put Pumpkin.
Jimmy Jones.
GD.
Doing bad. Y'all know what settles on badness, don't you?
I did not expect him to become one of the main characters, that kid. So that was kind of cool.
That was a good misdirection.
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead.
Wait, is that Blossom?
That's Blossom
No.
right there.
No,
it's not.
No, it's not.
Pumpkinhead. Yo, stop. There ain't no Pumpkinhead.
That's Blossom, yeah.
That's
right
Blossom right there. Okay.
I'm mostly daddy's meat and I'm
She probably has a real name, too.
No, it's Blossom.
Yeah,
Blossom. It's just like Joey Lawrence's name is Whoa.
Oh, this dude right here, the dad. I read an interesting thing about him that I thought was cool. First of all, he's the bum in Back to the Future. And he had said that he really liked this role because he always gets typecast as like either drunks or bums, and he didn't have to do that in this one.
You got to
He
be
was
fraternal.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was awesome.
He's a John Carpenter darling.
Oh yeah.
That's where I recognize him from.
It's George Buckflower. He was in They Live and a ton of other ones.
Wasn't he in the Fog?
I believe so.
Stop it!
Calm down, Linda Hamilton.
She's a little prettier than Lily Hamilton.
All right, here we go.
Everyone prepare themselves. Tissues up. Tissues up.
Yeah, tissues out.
Oh no.
Because I'm a terrible person. I actually clipped it. Here comes Javi.
Are you okay?
We're gonna get kicked off Twitch.
Are they opposed to child murder? I thought it was just nudity.
I watched this scene like I watched the scene in Titanic when they're about to hit the iceberg. Like I'm like, is he gonna move out of the way this time? Is he? No, he doesn't.
Shortest movie ever.
Yeah.
Javi has joined the cast. Javi, were you getting some Pumpkinhead from Pumpkinhead? Is that why you were late?
A little bit, yeah.
Hey, all orange.
Fuck that guy.
Watch out, Raph. He's coming for your role.
He's just chucking women left and right.
He's so
It's ridiculous.
unlikable, dude.
But I cheered when he got punched in the fucking face. Like I seriously.
And then he immediately sucker punks the guy with the log, dude.
Who the fuck invites that guy for a weekend outing?
Good point.
That's what I want to know. Who
Can you
invites
really
the
even
drunk?
be good at dirt biking? Doesn't like the bike do 90% of it at least?
He's such an ass, though.
But everybody has that one person in their friend group. We got the cool guy, we got the nerd, and then we got the woman chucker.
Just happens to own the dirt.
That's the woman chucker.
that old staple of a friend group. You're right.
It's his cabin. That's why.
He's got the log. Oh, take it.
You're ruined my vest.
I didn't do that. Story time. This is so sad. Oh God, I can't watch.
Was this old man?
That's a beautiful shot, though. Like that's why I clipped it. It's unbelievable.
Why didn't he call the ambulance? Your son got the spinal cord injury.
I thought the same thing.
Well, it's because he needs his son to help him run the fruit stand, and he knows a paraplegic can't do it. So he's like, "It's best if you just die, boy."
Witchcraft.
I ain't got time to keep you on my insurance.
Vegetables suck at selling fruit.
They literally can't sell themselves.
Oh my god! God damn it, Miles!
Oh,
God
that was the
damn it!
darkest thing I've ever heard, dude.
Oh.
We're definitely got kicked off Twitch.
Oh my god. Hill folk. I thought it was interesting.
This reminded me. I think the guys who developed Red Dead Redemption used this scene for that hillbilly area in Red Dead Redemption. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I got a hobby. You cannot go into the country. It terrifies you. Does this?
I fucking hate the country, bro. I hate it with all my might.
Would this terrify you to drive through with a bunch of hillbillies watching you?
Yeah, because I know what happens to fat people from the city and hillbilly areas circle deliverance. I don't want to be somebody that baby just traipsing around the woods with my tidy whities, getting fucked in the ass every now and again, and then told to squeal.
Well, did you know that one scene where they shows the girl leading that pig out to slaughter?
Or that. It's just like, no, like my kind does not belong in hillbilly country at all.
Look, it's Conan O'Brien. You see him?
Look, it's Black Phillip.
It is Black Phillip.
Would you like to live deliciously? Wait, where the fuck is Funky Brewster, or who did you say? Who's in this?
Blossom.
Blossom's in
Oh
this?
yeah,
for
we
real?
saw
Punky
her.
Brewster's in the sequel.
Yeah, yeah. She returns in the sequel.
No, Punky Brewster's in the sequel.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
No,
So
we
we
saw
got-
Blossom. She was singing the song earlier. Witch.
Oh, okay.
Witch. He's a bitch.
Look at that crone.
Peeper.
Brave raising the dead ain't within my power.
Awesome. I love the tarantulas. That's why I put that in there.
This is everything.
And they scurry away like, oh, fuck boy.
What you want, Ed Hardy?
Hey, Ed Hardy.
Say
I want a Pizza Hut in the holler.
I want to drive through that never shuts down.
Digging up the pumpkin head. I love it. Like I said, it looks like it's on top of a memorial pipe.
Did you see all the mounds too around there?
Are those the other pumpkin head mounds, you think?
Yeah, so all those people have done revenge, like all those mounds.
I like
That's
the-
an interesting opinion. Raph, I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah, same. But that's
Like, I think he could go there, grab any one of them, and be a pumpkin hen bait, maybe.
She told him to go to this mound in particular.
Oh, okay.
You know what it looks like, Ed.
I like that where he's like freaked out. He's like, "What am I doing? Why am I?"
Oh yeah, I'm getting revenge. That's right. And then
Yeah.
within 5 minutes, I'll completely change my mind.
Pumpkinhead rises.
This is some really good practical effects.
Absolutely. He looks like
Is that McAfee?
He legit looks like somebody that was taking like a 25-year nap, just like, what year is it?
He does look well rested.
Do we
It
have
only gives me
internet
vibes
yet?
of the little baby Freddy Krueger and Dream Child a little
That
bit.
came out,
like-
yeah, that came out a year after. So I've always made that same connection. I always thought maybe I always thought Nightmare borrowed from this a little bit too.
because everything borrows from this apparently. Harry Potter.
he already has. I love this line. Oh wait, it's not. This is jump scare.
Oh my God, is that Jonathan Lipnicki?
It looks like
I don't even know. I don't think he was even born at this time.
It looks just like him.
Goodbye, guy.
Goodbye, guy.
Don't call me guy, buddy.
Don't call me buddy, friend.
Where's my headband? Don't
Did
forget
y'all
my
notice-
headband.
Did y'all notice that the guy who stuck with the kid the longest dies
It's the
first?
first one, yeah.
Oh yeah. So many jean jackets in this movie.
Oh my God, I screwed up the titling. God,
I'm talking about a bunch of Canadian tuxedos.
Here it is, my favorite scene.
Yeah, acting. Thank you. Acting. Thank you.
Whatever you saw out there, it wasn't the devil. It was.
That made me laugh. I was like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Pumpkin windows. You can see him back there just chilling.
It's a reflection.
Now watch. Watch. Here he comes. Blow, blow, blow.
So good. Come on, Linda Hamilton.
Drop.
Oh, how
dead
about when she
Fred.
gets her head smashed through the window?
Oh, it's coming up. Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
sweet.
Yeah, we got that. Drop dead Fred. That looks so bad. I don't know why that bothers me.
Poke him down.
Yeah, this was a scene that was, to me, the editing was really jerky and like
Yeah.
kind of all
Maybe
over
they
the
did
place.
some kind of creature effect and they got cut off. I was really hoping for her head to get exploded. I thought that would have been cool. Mr. Not So Dead, watch this shit. His eye moves. I know you were trying, but
Oh
it
yeah,
moves
he's,
right
yeah.
there.
Oh,
right
oh
there.
no, oh, no.
Yeah, watch. Slow motion this shit. Don't worry, we got this. Watch. Boom.
Yep,
Eye move.
whoop. Where am I going? Where am I going? Ah, look at that. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Blinky
That was
blink.
a death rattle.
Yes.
Yeah, the brain stays active for like 6 minutes after death.
Yeah, he farted.
Yes.
God damn you.
He already has some.
See how the tongue clicks?
Yeah.
Really has.
That's when you're that evil, deliciously evil. You just get to play it like that. So great. He already has again. I think they got messed up in labeling. Here you go, Raph. Here's the head smash. That looks so fake.
But it's not even fake. It's her real head.
It's
Like, how can that look fake? It's literally not.
Oh, you know what? It's that scene from what Drag Me to Hell when her face is up against the window.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all that blood.
Oh, Jesus. Look at
That guy's like, oh, my beard.
falling. This is the cat in the tree. He looks like Mewtwo.
Although you look what she like.
But a lot less thick version of Mewtwo.
Yeah. Oh, she did.
Ooh.
It is disappointing that you didn't really get a satisfying crunch from that.
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Like that could have been a much more horrific scene.
Yeah. It's dead. What's that mean? Oh, it's dead.
It's dead.
No, it ain't.
Dumbass.
Oh, I got a shotgun now.
Nice. But he don't know how to use it.
Hasta la vista.
Wow, he
Stick around.
stabbed him with a shotgun.
Oh, he's not done.
That's pretty cool. He's playing with them. He's tossing them up and down like that. Pumpkinhead's name. Why do I keep putting King?
Pumpkinhead?
That's what it's called.
Pumpkinhead?
Comes from the old pumpkin patch graveyard.
The creature.
Okay.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Gorgeous.
Looks like something out of Aphex Twin.
Oh, dude. Good reference, Bobby.
There it is.
Yeah, that was
Look at
great
that.
shit.
That'd be another good like painting right there.
That goes on the backs of the back of the box right there. That's what you need.
This was a scene Ducky brought up earlier that I 100% that's just so beautiful. Like a perfect example of the way this guy uses lighting.
And the slobber. I just now noticed the slobber.
Oh yeah, he's slobbering all over this. No chain.
No chain gang.
That just lets you know that thing's smarter than them. Fucking
Yep.
with them.
Yep.
I didn't understand something. What was that area with cars and motorcycles and shit? What was that?
The thing had just tossed all the cars around. Like
Yeah.
there were
No,
cars.
but remember he asked the young kid, hey, can you take me to this place?
Well, they park their cars and then walk to the cabin. So
Oh,
there's probably a
okay,
parking lot
okay.
for the
Thank
cars,
you.
so.
Thank you.
Ready
There's a
for
lot of
my
people
first-
seeing the witch that day. They all have to park.
Lots of mounds out there. Raph brought it up. You didn't know. There he is. He's transforming.
Yep.
Yeah. And he
That's
is
cool.
Ooh, shit. That was great right there.
Yeah, I didn't even notice he was starting to look like him. That's pretty cool. Kill me, Quaid.
Oxygen.
Right in the ball.
I like the fuck girls that are at that angle when they have their leg.
Oh my
like that, and they're on the side.
God.
It's like doggy style, but also in the front too.
Pumpkin style.
Yeah, pumpkin style.
That's
So
what
you
it's
get a
called,
boob
for
and
sure.
a butt
Yeah.
cheek.
Vengeance
Oh my
demon
God.
style.
Because I get like their ass, but I can also play with their tits at the same time.
Oh my.
I mean,
If
you're
you
not
angle-
wrong.
if
That's
you
a
angle
solid
their-
good angle.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
put
The
her leg up.
flame deluge. The flame
Yeah.
deluge. All right, here we go.
I mean, because I was like watching this and I was like, man, why is my dick hard? And I was like, oh, okay, because they're both laying the way I like to fuck.
Mr.
A
Pumpkinhead.
man of class, I see.
Yeah.
I like
La-
that. Respect.
The last scene, putting them in the grave. A shallow grave. Right there, I can tell.
Don't worry, somebody else will try to get revenge.
They need the Pumpkinhead to come back, Mr. Harley.
I do wish they might have gone into a little bit more with why the kid made the necklace look like it did, because it looks like it's a symbol. Like it looks like there's a backstory there. I don't know, or it could be just some dumb kid.
I think that kid, what happened, Jay, was he was on a plane that crashed with the soccer team in the woods.
All girls soccer team.
All girls soccer team in the 90s.
You guys talking about Yellow Jackets again?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so fucking
I
good.
fucking love that series.
By the way, I want to make Jay jealous right now.
Here we go.
Jay jealous.
Dude, I hate you. I knew exactly what you're gonna pull out.
That's
I'm literally buying
badass.
one of those like tonight on eBay.
David's gonna post his for like $120.
That
Dude,
no
look at the
bullshit.
fucking
It's gonna
sculpt
cost
on
me.
that.
It's gonna cost me like $50.
Look
That's
at the
that's
sculpt,
the most
man.
popular one.
So fucking good.
So good.
That's awesome.
And,
All right, guys.
yeah.
Let's get
Yes.
into some recommendations. I'm going to recommend off the top Pumpkinhead. No, I'm going to recommend. Let's get to it. Terminator 2. We got to go. Terminator 2, right? Stan Winston's work is unbelievable in this movie. It just holds up. It is fucking great. I mean, I don't know what to say. If you've never seen T2, you're missing out on a class.
That is the Terminator movie.
Yes.
There's no others that are just as good.
And you don't
It
need to
went
see the
downhill
first
from
one.
there.
I love Terminator, man. Like I said, I've never
Yeah,
been
the first
disappointed by a
one-
Terminator movie ever.
Yeah.
Love every
Even
single one I've ever seen.
Gen
Well,
Isis.
I'm
or
not
whatever
gonna
it
lie.
was.
I think you view that shit through rose-tinted glasses.
I just like Terminator, dude. I love the lore of it. I love everything about it. So the next one would be, of course, Jurassic Park. His work in this is outstanding. Not that because that's CGI, but if we can get there, we go. The T-Rex, we are the Triceratops.
Those
the
Jeeps
T-Rex.
actually CGI, but
Yes,
everything
100%.
else.
I'm gonna throw
Definitely
out-
gonna recommend that one because that's my girl's favorite movie.
Yeah,
She
dude,
watches it all the time.
It's bomb. It's so good. All right, and then I'm going to recommend Michael Jackson's Ghost.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Directed by Stan Winston,
Stan Winston,
I didn't
yes,
know that. That's
yes.
awesome.
Directed by
But-
Stan Winston. Not my favorite of his films, but I do dig the song. I like it a lot. Yeah. And then the last thing will be The Summoning, which is a video game that he actually created the monsters for. So let's see if we can get the
Suffering.
monsters.
The Suffering.
Oh, my bad. The Suffering. Never played it. Have you guys played it?
I played it. It's fucking cool as shit.
What
Yeah.
system is this on? Is it a PC only?
I think,
No, I think it's
PS2.
PS2.
Yeah,
Okay,
PS2.
interesting.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, I figured
2006?
David probably played it.
Yep. It was that was the one in the jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so fucking cool.
So David can recommend it. He says it's pretty cool. Maybe we'll get
Oh,
a
yeah.
remake sometime in the future. But he did the creature effects for it. He designed the monsters, so that's pretty cool. With that said, does anyone else have any recommendations, either Stan Winston or just something like?
Yes. I if you're a huge fan of Anthony Michael Hall and you're a huge fan of gnomes being pronounced gnome, I recommend Stan Winston's last film he ever directed in 1990, A Gnome Named Norm, or as it's pronounced in the movie, A Gnome Named Gnorm. It's a movie about a gnome who comes up from the world of gnomes to look for $1 million, but he befriends a LA cop who is searching for a killer, which is Anthony Michael Hall's character. And it's your basic classic cop buddy movie of the 90s with a really incredibly disturbing gnome.
Real quick, Rap's girlfriend says Jurassic Park has my whole heart. Oh, say Raph has my whole heart. She said Jurassic Park has it.
Hey, the new one's coming out. New one's coming out.
Jay,
They
what
can't wait to not watch that.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Jay, what do you recommend? You had something there, right?
Yeah, there's two. I mean, if you like Southern horror movie, the only other one I think that really you could talk about with this one would be the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And if you are a big fan of, if you got like that West Virginia vibe, I would highly recommend the documentary, The Wonderful Wild Whites.
Oh,
West
hell
Virginia.
yeah. That's a great documentary.
So, you hear that sound? That's a boomtown mating call.
Phenomenal. It is you will be glued to your seat watching The Wonderful Wild Whites of West
I
Virginia.
want to watch that.
It's also
now.
a day ruiner. Like it is so fucking weird. Like I saw it for the first time, I was just like, yeah, my day's shot. And I made the mistake of watching like 11 in the morning. I was like, God, yep.
Not doing anything else. Yeah.
It's
I
a
better
live
fall
movie.
sit down and start over tomorrow.
I have another one sticking in the West Virginia, the vibes. The movie, I haven't seen the remake, but the original Wrong Turn. And honestly, its sequels set in West Virginia. It kind of has some, it doesn't have the supernatural elements that this one has, but it has the redneck Southern creepy elements. And the first one is actually Eliza Dushku in the lead role. So it's pretty, that's solid.
That
It gets
good.
progressively worse, but they're still watchable throughout the sequels.
Have
So,
you guys ever
speaking
seen
of-
Go ahead, David.
Speaking of Southern types movies, this isn't really a horror movie, but it gets pretty horrific. Do you guys ever see Southern Comfort?
I was just about to say that movie, dude. Yeah. Jake turned me on to it because my ex-girlfriend's Cajun. He's like,
Oh, okay.
He's like, you ever seen Southern Comfort? I was like, no. He's like, you probably should watch Southern Comfort.
Dude, that's a
because
good fucking
dating
movie,
a
man.
Cajun. I was like, right on. It's yeah, it definitely gets a little bit spicy there. You don't mess with Cajun country. That's all I'm gonna say. Raph, you got a recommendation?
Just Jeepers Creepers, the first one. I kept thinking about this movie, watching this movie, and Jeepers Creepers is a really good one, especially when they're in the bus. That thing's trying to get them. It's really fun.
I think that's the second one, isn't it?
That's the
Was
third
it?
one.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't.
The se-
There's so many of them.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all
The
good.
first one has Jason Long in it and his sister.
Justin.
Just
Justin
Long.
Long, yeah.
Sorry.
My bad. Everyone jumped
Get
on
it
you,
together.
David. Jesus, get it right. And the director was a pedophile. Leave it alone.
I got a rec.
All right, what you got?
I'm sticking with the Stan Winston theme here. I'm going to go with Lake Placid.
Oh, shit! Did Lake
yeah.
Placid? What did he do that?
With the late great Betty White.
Betty White
Yeah.
cursing
Oh,
out
hell
fucking
yeah.
the
dude.
fucking Mad Eye Moody dude with Brendan
Yep.
Gleeson. Like, oh yeah, sure you can, Officer Fuckmeat. Never
And,
heard Betty
the-
White
the-
curse before, which was awesome.
One of my favorite actresses of the '90s who completely fucking disappeared, coming from the great line of Fonda, Bridget Fonda.
Who I do share a birthday with. She will
Oh,
be
wow.
58 years old on Thursday.
Oh, wow.
Bridget Fonda, absolutely gorgeous, completely disappeared off the face of the fucking planet.
Damn straight. Well, with that said, guys, thank you so much for being here. David, tell them where they can find you on the internet.
Stop Motion Nightmares, Facebook, Children of Dave, Instagram. I'll be at Viva's at a burlesque show on February 19th. And then I'll be at the McKinney Comedy Arena on February 11th. And guys, I'm super excited. I just finished my third music video in the last year. This is for a band in Las Vegas. And I just completed it. I can't show it to the world yet because the band has to do the proper release, but it should be out sometime in March. But I might give you guys a peek on the chat.
Oh,
But it's
sweet.
super
Very
cool.
cool.
If you like Marilyn Manson Tool videos, you'll fucking dig it.
Hell
Very
yeah.
cool.
Miles, tell them where they can find you on the internet.
You can find me everywhere at Mr. Most Days Off. You can also check out my Simpsons podcast, the Best Darn Diddly Review Show. It's at Best Darn Diddly, pretty much everywhere. I'm pretty stoked. I got news this week. I am going to be having Simpsons showrunner Al Jean on my show.
What?
Oh shit!
Absolutely insane.
I'm very
Absolutely
excited.
Insane.
Big
Yeah,
congrats.
he
Very
told
cool.
us last night during the Screamcast, and I was like, what, motherfucker? That's crazy. So you're doing that
Everyone's screen
interview
turned green.
on Wednesday, right?
I'm having the interview on Wednesday, and then it'll get released probably by the weekend or in some form or fashion because I'll be hot on the press on that one.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And you can check us out at wearepodcast.podbean.com where you can find all the podcasts. There will be a ton of We Are Bagu coming out. I'm doing a bunch of indie developer spotlights. I've been interviewing people left and right. I've got 5 interviews this week or something like that. So I can't wait to get get those out to you. You can check out We Are Error. We just did the Spider-Man No Way Home cast. I put that out. Miles was on that, and Ethan Eastwood. That was pretty cool. Other than that, you can check us out every Monday for Camp/Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past, live at 8 p.m. Central on Twitch. Guys, thank you so much for being here. What you got, David? What'd you grab? What'd you grab, David?
So Duck had this really cool picture, and I put it in a frame for him. But it's a picture
so badass.
of American Psycho, and it's like
dope.
a video store. And it's all these old vintage TVs. And then at a thrift store, I fucking found this for Duck.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Yes! How did you find the Ginger Dead Man? That's so badass, dude.
And what I'm bummed though is that they also have Evil Bomb, but they didn't have it there.
Miles needs an evil bong. He's always said it, dude. That's so fucking cool. Thank you, dude.
So when I get up to the improv sometime, I'll drop these off for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Brad.
it. Well, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Next week, we're going to be doing Dracula, I believe. Is that next week?
What year?
No, not Dracula. It's not Dracula. It's going to be, God.
Transylvania 9000.
Dang it. What is it going to be?
That's a fun movie.
Gnome Alone.
This is important to know what we're doing next week.
Gnome as Norman. What the fuck is that movie?
This is so crap. Why do I not know?
Wasn't it my pick? Gnome Alone.
I'm not on top.
You just posted it in the chat. There
I know,
are.
I
was
feel like
looking
an
for
idiot.
it.
Oh, David, we're doing a Ouija.
Fuck yes, we are.
Origin of Evil.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
no way.
Raph. I'm sorry, Raph. You're gonna have nightmares.
Fuck.
I've never seen either one of those movies.
Don't
Yeah.
watch the first one. The first one is absolute garbage. The second one isn't even a direct sequel. It's basically it has nothing to do with the first one. But the second one is directed by the guy that did a House of Haunted Hill on Netflix. And the other one, Jay, you said was really good. Black Mass.
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass, yeah, which we want to start watching. Have you guys been watching Archive 81 on Netflix?
It's on my next to do. I'm watching Ozark right now. And then
Okay.
once
Oh, I
finish
gotta
that-
jump in. I gotta jump in
Yeah.
on Ozark. But Archive 81, fucking super scary, super creepy. Highly recommend it. But yeah, I'm so excited about Ouija. It takes a lot to scare me, and this movie scared the fuck out of me. And it was
God.
such a
Raph
nice
is out
surprise.
next week. Raph is out. Bobby's out too.
Cough, cough. You got the
I
COVID
saw
coming on.
Ouija. It's not that bad.
No, it's the second
No,
one.
the
It's
second
Ouija.
one. The second one.
Yeah, I know.
Ouija. Okay.
Yeah.
Origin.
Origin
I
of
didn't get
Evil.
scared. I can do it.
Damn.
That's right. Think about that.
Well,
You want to be like me? No, you don't.
And then I find out Javi was drunk the whole time.
Dude, I'm
He
drunk
actually
like
watched a
almost
porno
all of
called
them.
Squeegee, and he loved it.
It's not the same, Javi.
Which was a porno, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's shut it down. Thank you so much for being here. Keep horror in your heart, motherfucker.
Keep it in your
Keep it
fucking
in your heart.
heart.
And with
You
that said,
son of a
thank you
bitches.
guys. We're gonna raid Pronzo right now, so that's where we're heading. So if you're in the chat, we're about to raid. We got 10, 9, 8, 7 seconds. Anyone else have anything to say?
I thought you were counting down the
wanted
viewers
to-
as we
I
went
know,
to the ring.
Popping out.
Can I-
Bronzo's cool as shit. Go ahead.
Can I
David.
show you another toy I got?
We're
Yeah,
about
go
to go
for it.
fuck up Pronza right now.
So I ordered this a year ago. It was $200. It took a year for it to get made. They're all handmade, are very fucking expensive. But this is the box.
Oh,
Jack
damn.
Lawrence.
Oh, cool, dude.
And it is fucking 12 inches tall. Now, the thing that bums me out, though, is I thought it was coming with a typewriter. It does not come with a typewriter. But this fucking thing, man, is amazing. Here we go.
Hell yeah. I saw that. You put that.
Nice.
Did you put that in the group
I
chat?
think so. I think I did show it in the chat.
Yeah, that's
It's got a little
Like,
picture
is there a
of the-
limited number of those? Since they're
Basically,
handmade?
you have to like pre-order them. But I think right now they do have some for sale. But yeah, man, $200 fucking dollars. But it's got this right here. It's got his all play and no fun. Jack is a dull boy on typewriter
Yeah.
paper.
Why did they come with the typewriters? Is it supposed to come
I
with
don't know,
typewriters?
man. It wasn't supposed to. I looked, and it also comes with a little tiny shot glass.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I do love the fact that his head is in a plastic bag, like some weird fetish.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of fucking here for it.
Well, he's got two of them. He got his angry one.
Oh, we waited too long. It raided. We're off the internet now.
And there it is. Thank you again so much for checking out the podcast today. If you enjoyed it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And since this is Camp/Horrorcast, if you want to check us out live, we will be on Twitch and YouTube every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can find us at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcasts here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, that's Jake, and that's Javi. We're breaking down that pop culture, and we're having so much fun. And don't forget to check out We Are Bagu, a video game podcast, where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. That's me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood breaking down all that video game lore, heroes, Gyros, a Dungeons and Distractions side quest. Me and the boys were playing some D&D. You can start that one from Season 1, Episode 1. It's a blast the whole way through. And I Hate Being Sober. Personal stories from epic people. I sit down with some of my favorite people of all time. We talk about their trials, their tribulations, and their journey this far. Also, check the links in the description for our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast Network. With that said, hopefully we see you in the live stream.